Oh gosh, the music isn't stopping. Why isn't it stopping? Hang on. Okay, there we go. I stopped it. Hey everybody.
Everyone stop dancing.
Oh, were we dancing? Oh gosh, I missed it. Rats again. Um, hey everyone. Welcome to the channel. We are excited to be back after being gone last week. We had superhero things to do out in the real world, so we saved the day. You'll never hear about it because we scrubbed it from the newspapers. But you know what? You can thank us anyways. That's fine. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome to our very silly superhero game, run by the wonderful person over here on this side of the screen. To my, is this my right or my left? I can't. It's in the camera. I can't
It would
tell.
be your left.
Yes.
I
yes.
think.
If this is your first time here, this is a charity channel. You will see things on your screens under the rewards section where you can affect this fun little game that we get to play today with your bits and your subscriptions. If you'd like to do any of those things during the game, you're more than welcome to. They benefit us as players, and sometimes, there are also options, I think, in there to hinder us as players. It's all a lot of fun. If you can't affect our game financially, feel free to just hang out with us today, talk to us in chat, let us know what you think of the game and our characters, what your conspiracy theories are, what strange animal we should bring in as a superhero next. And you can earn those channel points, and the channel points you can use to affect our game as well, because we want to make sure that everyone has a chance to interact with us in whatever way they can. Yeah, that's it. The brain train went off the rails. So, Sauce, take it away.
Microphones work better unmuted. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Masks, the New Generation, Super Prom, the New Generation. I will be DMing these lovely people, or game mastering, as it were, through Mariposa, Washington, as they try to successfully navigate the horrors of high school, and also maybe do some superhero stuff on the side. Joining me tonight, first up is Mabruk, aka Jamie Ferris, aka Ramad. Who the heck you playing, and what are their playbook?
Yeah, I'll be playing Jamie Ferris, also known as Ramad. Their playbook is The Doomed.
Also, who the heck are you? We'll add that too.
Yes.
That's the one I forgot.
That's like just a superpower, I guess, or?
Oh, yeah. Good enough. Sorry. Next up is Jen, aka Koski Sigma, aka the Nothing, or not the Nothing Maker, aka the Laugh Makers Scotland, aka Aeon Storm, aka. I think that's about it. Oh, wait, no, yeah, no, that's it.
I'm Jen. I'll be playing Jaina Leith, Aeon Storm, and her playbook is the Nova.
Cool. And I think last but not least is our friend, the Hype Goblin.
Oh, I was also not fully unmuted. Hey everyone, I am the Hype Goblin, Sarah. I will be playing Crystal Blake, she, her. I am also she, her. She is RGB, the beacon of the party.
All right. And while we were on the last thrilling episode of Super Prom, the team made some discoveries, mostly about a nanovirus that the school's janitor had become infected with, which was actually a selection of nanobots programmed to kill Jaina specifically. Who released this? All hands are pointed at nobody's father, who is pretty much dead to rights guilty. They also learned that in the employ of nobody's father was Elizabeth, confidant, assistant, chauffeur, attendant, au pair to one Jaina. So why don't we start off? It is another sunny Friday morning. Yeah, let's say it's a Monday morning. Y'all have the entire week of school ahead of you. Jamie, the last couple of days, Emil has not been home.
Okay.
It's not completely unusual. He's been on a mission every now and then, but usually there is some contact or like a note. You'll find a post-it on the bathroom mirror that says BRB 2 days. But this morning, as you kind of wake up to the sound of loud Latin music coming from your neighbor's apartment, and a loud off-timey bass sound coming from your downstairs neighbor's apartment, and you wander into the living room that goes into the kitchenette of your little apartment, you don't see any sign of Emil's passage.
The period of time he said he'd be away has passed already, right?
He didn't even leave a note this time.
He didn't even leave a note. Okay, so yeah, given the information I got from Dr. Bananas last time, I think Emil is a bit paranoid. Jamie is a bit scared at the moment. They'll probably a bit late to school. They'll go and search the apartment for any clues.
Yeah. As you're kind of searching your apartment, maybe you go into Emil's room. It probably has like a big. I think it has one of those. It's very obviously a traffic sign that says like "Do not enter." That was clearly stolen off of some post.
For sure.
And as you kind of enter, you see various workbenches, just an array of weaponry, handguns, submachine guns, shotguns.
I don't touch any of them.
Lots of a wall that's just entirely different kinds of knives. The only one that's missing is one of those ones that are just like serrated everywhere with spikes on the knuckles. It's one of those completely unnecessary knives. It's like
it's hard to handle.
Yeah. It looks it looks like something you'd see from like an 80s action movie.
Sure.
It looks like something somebody would threaten Indiana Jones with.
Okay.
And it is completely just the bed has been left unmade with all the blankets just kind of piled in the middle.
That's normal.
Yeah, the blinds are like military style blackout curtains. And then there's just like the chin-up bar that he uses every morning, right next to his protein powder.
Sure.
Right next to the creatine.
Sure. I'll check his desk for any notes or if he was planning to write me anything and he couldn't or something along these lines.
Yeah, you open up a drawer and you can see it's just filled with ammunition. And then you kind of pull out the next drawer. There are mostly building plans for various corporations around the around Mariposa. As you're kind of going through the files, not on the computer, but in the literal filing cabinet he has.
He probably doesn't use a computer because he doesn't want to be tracked.
Oh no, he has a computer, but it's like a 1980s computer.
Okay.
It's like one of those little boxy IBMs.
Because Windows 7 has no security.
Yeah, well, I mean, this thing isn't even connected to the internet, so it should be all right.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't find anything that suggests where he was going.
Do I remember when was the last time he switched phones?
You do not.
Okay. And I contacted him. I'd imagine I contacted him on the first day. I came back and I got no response.
Right.
Okay. I will keep this complete fear and paranoia on the inside and attempt to continue my day normally.
As you open up the fridge, there's just like a single pizza box. Closing the fridge.
Ooh, breakfast cold pizza is so good though.
All right. Jen. Things have been going up and down recently, especially with some of your private investments. You notice that more and more they're being audited. Perhaps even a little alarmingly, especially the ones that are typically held offshore. They're either being frozen so you can't access them or audited. You still have a steady supply of income, mostly off the books.
I think Jaina's kind of going over a kind of, I guess would be a, what are those books? Accounting books. Sorry, how to think of words. Accounting books is kind of flipping through it, making notes. She does most of her own finances. She's smart enough to figure that out, I would say. But she's going through it and just making little marks, tallies, and writing things that have been affected off into a separate piece of paper, takes that paper and tucks it away. Get some breakfast.
I'm picturing Jaina with like one of those old ticker tapes.
Yeah. Yeah. She has a little, those little green hats and everything. Yeah. She makes breakfast and makes some for Elizabeth.
Razor thin. You see that Elizabeth is already awake. She's already got a breakfast prepared for you. Mostly, it is a selection of freshly cut fruit, some bacon, a few pancakes.
Takes some cantaloupe and bacon and eats it. It was my turn to make breakfast today.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, though. So I always enjoy seeing you off with a good meal. Elizabeth is. You can see she has an apron on, but it has an integrated bulletproof vest in it. So like it has a little slot for like ballistic plate. There's molly webbing on the front with a bunch of pouches. And she says, I've made a few efforts to ensure the protection of some of your friends' families.
Oh, thank you. That was very kind of you.
I know that with your increased superhero presence, it might have drawn some negative attention.
Yeah.
But these teams, in the event of an emergency, will escort your friends' families to a safe location, and she provides you with an address. Of course, at your discretion.
Oh, yeah, thank you. We need to send a report off to Mom and Dad soon. Do you want me to include anything on your end?
Nothing comes to mind yet. How about you? Anything spring to mind?
Well, you see, there's this really cool person in school, and I think my parents would kind of like to know them, but I think they'll not take kindly to Tiffany. I don't know if a parent-teacher conference is a normal thing, or could you handle that as my surrogate parent? I don't know how it works there.
Oh, without issue. I think I do have legal guardianship over you while your parents are on vacation.
Yeah. Did you ever send that note off to them, Elizabeth? I did ask you.
Yes, of course.
Hmm.
As soon as you asked.
All right.
Were you expecting a response?
I mean, there are my parents.
Were you expecting an immediate response? I don't know the contents of the message.
No, she wasn't. She was just curious if they would respond. She's not expecting anything. She's just wanting to see where they stand on things more than anything.
And Elizabeth nods her head and says, well, if there are any more emergencies, be sure to check that locker I provided you with.
Mm-hmm. I think next weekend, because, I think it's relevant. You and I should go to the shooting range, and I should learn how to use an earth gun.
Of course. That sounds that sounds delightful. I've been waiting for you to ask to be taken down to the shooting range since you turned 13.
Cool.
And she says, well, I wanted this to be a surprise, but since you did ask, and she kind of reaches under the counter and pulls out a Glock 21.
Yes. I'd go up and just give her a big hug.
Now, just remember, this isn't a toy.
Of course.
But if you ever need to put somebody down, the 45 caliber Glock 21 should provide enough stopping power to take down most males.
Isn't Jaina the equivalent of a 15-year-old?
Yeah, those
gonna
things
say.
would have a major kickback. It would literally knock her off her feet.
Also, you're made of like plant.
I was space matter, plant matter. It's
Sure.
weird.
I love that.
She can contain an explosion, but she can't fire
That's
a gun.
true. That's a good point.
It's something Crystal can do better.
These are the
Look.
physics we're going with. Okay.
Like Crystal did
She never
do like weight
learned.
training.
She learned how to do superpower stuff. She never learned how to do military fire and gun stuff.
And Elizabeth just kind of smiles as she hands you the pistol and retention holder and says, perhaps when your parents come down for a visit, they can leave a few souvenirs of the Empire.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about a few things. I'm ready to give my assessment on Earth.
Yeah, well, either way, I'm sure you've made a proper decision.
I think so too. I kiss Elizabeth's cheek. Thanks for sticking around. It's probably not the easiest thing to do.
Not the hardest work I've had to do, Mom. I was in the Franklin Wars. Falkland Wars.
That's why we like you. That's why I like you.
As you leave, you can see her kind of, or rather, you can't see her because you've left. But she takes a small napkin, kind of wipes her cheek.
Oh my
and,
god.
puts it into an adjacent pocket. Now,
Thank you very
Gaba,
much.
or sorry, Crystal, you've already been up for a few hours. Lightning Jack is up at like 3 a.m. Or rather, he's up at your house at like 3 a.m. Just kind of, come on now, it's the heroing hour.
Is this the first time Crystal's gotten to go work with Lightning Jack?
I imagine he's probably taken her out on like uneventful patrols a few times. It is kind of obvious when he's coming because he tends to ride lightning, like literally flying on lightning bolts.
It's like clear weather.
Clear weather. Suddenly it'll cloud over and you'll just hear to the point where Crystal's house will shake.
Thank you for the image.
I feel like Crystal doesn't even need to like set an alarm. She just it's one of those like I'm working with Lightning Jack today. Like she's still so excited. She's that kid who has a new job and she's still so excited about it. She wakes up before her alarm.
As you just before your alarm goes off, you can just kind of hear a version just followed by like car alarms and dogs barking.
Throws off the covers like it's Christmas morning, goes puts on her superhero suit.
Throws off her cover. She's already wearing her superhero suit.
I'm ready. Opens
As you're like opening up the door, I imagine you kind of going basically face into chest of one of your dads. It right into Pops, who already has a small thermos of coffee for you.
Morning, Pops.
What time is it?
Exactly. Go back to bed.
Can't he just like drive a car shaped
No.
like a lightning bolt?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, you could suggest it to him. Do you want to come talk to him?
No. Bed. And he just kind of plops back into bed.
All right, you and Dad have a good morning.
I imagine it was like a lot of fun for them for like the first week. It's like, oh, she's hanging out with a superhero. Then it's just like, oh god, he keeps showing up in the middle of the night.
And now it's like they have to get up early, but they also have to be up in like another hour for work, and it's just like the schedule clash. Yeah.
There's not enough time to go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of look out the window, you see Lightning Jack. He's not wearing the suit. Instead, he's wearing kind of like it almost looks like a World War I military GI outfit with all the colors swapped around. So instead of having like that kind of olive drab color, it is various like blues and silvers, topped with a nice little military style trench coat. And what are they called? Not spats, garters.
Okay.
Not the sexy kind of garters. They're the kind of like garters that mostly just protect boots.
Okay.
And he kind of plops down. It's very easy to tell that it's him because he has a little domino mask on. He's making no attempts to conceal his identity beyond that.
Good morning, Mr. Lightning Jack. Where are we going today?
Good morning. I hope I didn't wake you up.
Oh no, I was up.
And just more car alarms are going off in the background. And he said, well, today should be very interesting. We're going to go inspect another disappearance of one of your classmates.
Another? Did someone new? Is it someone who already disappeared or someone who has just disappeared?
I like that you're not concerned that your classmates are disappearing.
I mean, I'm concerned, but I'm just trying to establish a timeline before we go. Like, which part of the notebook do I put this in? She pulls out like one of those like big 5-star giant spiral notebooks
with all the pages, like with the separate tabs.
It's color coded by tabs.
Well, last time it was a Miss Caitlin McNamara. And pausing as I try to remember that, if that was the name. It was a Jessica McNamara, I mean. Sorry,
yes,
old brain.
Jessica. Sometimes she went by Caitlin.
Her name is Katie Jess. Not a lot of people know that.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Don't tell anybody I told you. I was under superhero code of secrecy. But no, this time it was a Tyler Cameron who's gone missing from his bed.
Do I know Tyler Cameron?
He is a grade above you. Beyond being like very, very good on the team, on the school's badminton team, he's led a rather unremarkable life.
Oh, yeah. Tyler,
He doesn't even have an Instagram.
Like, the name sounds familiar. Like, I've heard someone say it in the hallway, but I could not put a face to it. So
if you go to his Facebook page, it is just a picture of a car.
Oh, he still uses Facebook? Oh.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, I got rid of mine like a while ago. It's just all like dads and like grandmas now.
Is it anything like email? You kids should really try that. I think it's something else.
It's a little, well, it's like email, but like public. Not like...
I sent you an email just the other night. You should check your spam folder. And when you do, it is just, you know, what is it called? Like bit emojis, where it's like a little cartoon version of Lightning Jack, but he's like dabbing on a turkey.
She'll like pull up her phone and scroll through. Oh, is this like, did someone make you like fan art?
No, I did that myself. I thought you would find it a ripping joke.
It's very hilarious.
Isn't it?
Could you explain the meta of the joke for me?
Well, I'm doing a little dance, not unlike the Lindy Hop, upon that turkey.
Is that like the bunny hop?
It's sort of like what you children call flossing. And the turkey's there because I changed the background and didn't know how to change it back.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to change your background for you?
I mean, if you could, it's being attached to all of my emails.
Okay, I'll fix it. Does he have a phone or a laptop with him?
What? How would I take my phone with me? It's securely attached to my wall.
How do you send your email?
On my personal computer.
Like a
The-
laptop?
It's what the children call Adele. Do you know she's a musician too?
I don't think. You know what? I will come by your house after we go do this investigation. And
Maybe
I
you
will.
can tell me how to get rid of all those extra ad bars.
There's extra ads?
And he's like, all right, off we go. Try to keep up. Did you know that the E in email stands for electronic? With that, he just kind of rockets off, leaving a large divot in the lawn. I imagine there's like several divots now.
How does Crystal go about keeping up with Lightning Jack?
How does Crystal go about keeping up with Lightning Jack?
Does he have like a magical sidecar you pull out and just take me along? I don't
Just
think
come
I'm
with
old
the
enough to
kid
drive.
You just look over to your bicycle.
All right, I'll get on the bike. It's Pop's painted it pink so that it matches my little superhero uniform.
There's like red, green, and blue streamers on it.
Mm-hmm.
As you ride your bike through the city streets, or rather through the suburb streets, since Tyler lives within your community, and arrive at his house. It is a rather unassuming 2-story townhouse, probably the same make and model as the one that you live in. And when you go into Tyler's room, you can see the dimensions are actually very narrow. The room should be slightly larger.
So like, did his parents say like what he was into, like at school? Like what program was he in?
He was captain of the badminton team.
Right. I would like to. See, does that help me? No. I would like to. Is there an option to like investigate the room?
Assess the situation.
Yeah, just
assess the situation. Oh no!
Yeah.
I packed up my dice.
Oh no. Use a dice roller.
Oh, no.
Online.
Dice
Just use a-
Okay, hang on.
Yep.
It's never been easier with D&D Beyond, which is not made for this game.
They're not paying us.
Okay, here's Lucy's sheet. Come on. It's gonna load in a minute. So, about the process of moving. Sometimes you pack things up that you don't think you still need, but
It
you
was an
still
accident.
need. Yep. Oh, D&D Beyond's not loading for me. Hello?
You can just Google has a dice roller if you just.
Oh, do they?
Write D6. Roll D6 on Google.
Thanks, Google.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing! They do!
What a time to be alive.
The future is now.
So that's a 5.
Okay.
Oh no.
What's is that plus anything?
If it's assess the situation, it is plus superior.
Plus superior.
I get a 1, so that makes it a 6.
Okay.
We're not there to help you.
You don't manage to find anything, but tell me how Crystal is rooting around through this room. It is painfully normal. There are Coheed and Cambria posters on one side of the room. There are Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare posters up on one side of the room. The bed is exquisitely well made, though, in stark contrast to Emil's.
Crystal is rooting around in like the closet to like see if there's anything in there. Probably like going through a couple desk drawers, considering turning on the computer, but I mean it's the rest of the room is so boring that she's like there's not gonna be anything interesting there.
And the Lightning Jack kind of comes in, and as you're going through the closet, you're finding like a suit Tyler had his bar mitzvah in, and has never worn since. And as you're kind of searching around, you see Lightning Jack is kind of tapping on one of the walls. Have you managed to find anything?
I found this weird gumball that looks like a dinosaur, but other than that, no.
I think that might be a marble.
I don't know. It's squished. It's not a marble.
It might be a very squishy marble.
I don't think.
And as he's knocking on one of the walls, there's a
Marbles
little bit of a hollow sound. Just a
Oh, what's
sounds
that?
like we might have a false wall.
Such a good voice effect, sound effect.
Is it does there appear to be anything on the wall that like looks like a door? Like, is this where the closet is, or is it on a different wall?
This is a wall by the TV, by his Xbox One X, kind of off to the north side.
Okay.
But there doesn't seem to be like a visible like handle or seam.
Crystal's gonna pull the TV, like look behind the TV. Like, is it on like a TV stand, or is it mounted on the wall?
It's on a little TV stand, and as you kind of pull it out, pretty much the entire wall that the TV is up against kind of shifts too.
Oh, I think I found it.
Yeah, that's a clever hiding spot. Let's see what Mr. Cameron is trying to hide.
Right.
And he kind of, Lightning Jack kind of clicks his fingers together, and some electricity starts sparking, kind of as a light. And as he kind of illuminates what's behind the wall, there is just one of those costume cages that are so popular these days. It's kind of like a circular tube filled with white light, showing off this kind of there's like a badminton racket on the one side of it, with all sorts of little buttons and added gizmos. There's this feathery cape, and a little mask joining with it.
Are they a bird person?
And he kind of Lightning Jack kind of shakes his head. It looks like your friend Tyler might be the teen superhero Shuttlecock.
Horrible name, just awful name, disturbing.
I couldn't.
Why
would he? Is that who? I've never heard of that.
A shuttlecock is what you call a birdie in badminton.
Oh. So he's just leaning into that whole badminton thing just really, really hard.
Well, I mean, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
I mean, that's fair.
But it seems somebody else knows that Shuttlecock and Tyler Cameron are one and the same. And if that's the case, we might have to consider that somebody might be hunting teen superheroes. And after a few more uneventful patrols, Gabo, Lightning Jack, his chauffeur, eventually arrives in this old-style Jaguar. It's not even like made for American roads. The driver's side is on the wrong side of the car.
I thought it's an actual animal for a moment.
Oh yeah, no, not an actual
I
Jaguar.
was like, oh yeah, there's a car that's called a Jaguar.
But the chauffeur his name is Thimbley. He takes you to school.
Morning, Thimbley.
Oh, good morning, Miss Blake. It is so lovely to see you.
How's your day going?
Thimbley is somehow older than Lightning Jack, it seems. And Lightning Jack was born in the 19th century. Thimbley is about 4'10" His suit tuxedo did not come in men's size large or small enough for him, so he is just wearing a child's extra large tuxedo.
Pops made muffins yesterday. I brought you some.
Smashing. The Pops' muffins are to die for.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking you to school then, right?
Yes. Crystal's like leaning up into the front seat, putting muffins on the front seat for him.
Right away, Mum. And you can see his knuckles are pretty much the only thing clearing the dash as he drives this Jaguar to school for you. All right. Is there anything any of you would like to do at school?
I'm gonna be late. Just letting you know.
Okay. Crystal's going to gather the gang together at lunchtime and check in on Jamie.
Nielsen did not come to school today.
No, Nielsen has been out of action ever since taking damage.
Yeah, due to the nanobots. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, you eventually managed to corner Jamie just during lunchtime.
It's me.
So Crystal and I got you this.
Oh.
Put a little box down.
Clock 21.
Not that.
Wrong bag.
Oh, what's this?
Inside, just cute little mushroom figurines with little cute faces on them.
Oh. Oh my god, those are so cute. Like, just hitting them into each other's faces.
You can squeeze them, and they make little squeaky sounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze each one of them.
They each have a different pitch.
As you squeeze.
Yeah, that's what I love that.
Jamie, as you kind of go to squish the last one, you can find it feels like there's a little rubbery surface on it, but when you try to squish it, it's actually very hard.
Is something wrong with this one?
I don't know.
I bring it very close to me and try and inspect it.
It seems like there might be something underneath it. It looks like just like all the other ones. It is kind of a bright purpley color. But you can see there's some blue lights.
A hole for the squishing, like it makes a sound. There's a blue light coming from it.
Yeah, just underneath it.
Is this normal?
Oh.
I love the gift.
Jamie, as you kind of go to hold it up, you can see the gymnasium is now empty.
Is this normal?
Where Jamie was, Jaina and Crystal, what he was holding kind of just falls to the table in front of him. And in its place is what appears to be a small finger bone.
What the fuck?
When did you put that in the gift?
No.
I just wanted to cheer him up. Wait, where'd they? Why? Who? Can Jamie time travel?
Oh my gosh, Jamie's a time traveler.
Jamie, as you kind of peer outside, you can see that the usual, West Coast courtyard is now completely ensconced in snow. Oh. There's a hard driving snow that is covering up most of the terrain outside. And as you're kind of peering outside, you hear the walls of the cafetorium, as it is known, because it is a cafe and it's a cafeteria. And this is what I actually grew up with.
Cafeteria auditorium?
Yeah, they would combine the cafeteria.
Wow.
Yeah, and as you're kind of just peering around the walls of the cafetorium, just start shuddering before they're almost ripped off one by one.
I don't remember doing any drugs. Can I assess the situation?
Yeah, go nuts.
8.
Yeah,
Plus
sure.
1, 9.
You can ask one question.
What's the biggest threat?
As you're kind of looking around and you see this kind of driving snow, as you look basically into the wind, one, you can feel that whatever it is that is falling from the sky, one, it is not snow. 2, it is not cold.
Mhm.
And 3, when it hits your skin, it is not melting. But other than that, it looks very much like a nice fluffy snow.
Is the texture different?
It is almost glassy or sandy.
Yeah. I will.
Crystal and Jaina snap back to reality. You kind of hear a little whistle of wind and some little bits of almost crystalline snow just kind of drift from whence Jamie was sitting.
I would like to pick up the finger bone
Oh no.
and examine it and see if I can disappear to where Jamie disappeared to too, because I don't want them to be alone.
Is it my finger bone?
I guess this would be an assess the situation.
Okay. What was that?
Plus superior.
Plus superior. Okay.
Help.
That's a 6.
Okay. You're at a little bit of a
Did you say
disadvantage because it's not really
Did you say
crystals.
we have a +1?
Yeah, that was with my +1.
Oh, it was the
I
plus
rolled
one.
another
Okay.
5.
Oh, but be sure to mark potential for both times.
Oh, that's true.
Very true. Very good.
Thank goodness. Oh, I'll get to level up this time.
Beautiful.
As you are inspecting it, aside from it being slightly ensorcelled, you're not getting anything off of it other than it feels magic-y. But in that same sense, that also like, you know, when you're walking through a woods and the light goes through the trees just right, and you're like, oh, that's magical. Yeah, it's one of those feelings.
I don't think they're in Kansas, but I also don't think that they went to Oz. But it's weird. She's just gonna hand it over to Gina.
I don't know those pop cultural references.
I don't understand this reference.
We need to have a movie night. There is a whole lot that I need to get you to watch.
Movies night.
Movies.
Jamie, as you're kind of looking into the eye of the storm, you can see that something on the horizon, something titanic in size.
Okay, yeah.
Just
I was
kind of
trying to make sure
shifts.
this isn't Bedlam. So yeah, this is definitely not that one. It's okay. I will let go of like holding my form and go ashen.
You go, okay,
Yeah.
unleash your power.
No, I'm just like
just
to be a bit more imitative.
You're just going into threat mode.
Yeah, I'm just like
that gif of the
adrenaline.
owl that like gets its hackles up.
Yeah, basically. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to shift through things and run away.
As you spread out, as you there is a moment where it feels very normal. You've done this enough times that it should. But as you go into like a rest state, or at least into like a ready state, you feel something kind of almost pull you back into your regular form, almost by
like
force.
Humanoid.
No, it's more like a sudden attraction to go back into your regular state, almost as if a muscle is being activated against your will.
Can I open the window?
Well, I mean, the walls were kind of lifted up.
Oh.
Like literally.
Where's the adversary?
It is on the horizon coming towards you very quickly.
Oh no, don't think I can run away. Do I see anything? Is there anything belonging to me with me at the moment? Other than like,
Whatever you had on your person.
is the mushroom thing with me still?
Mushroom thing?
The toy with the squeaky
Oh yeah.
toy?
It is not in your hands anymore.
Okay.
Maybe like the squeaky version of it is, but
not the with the
not,
blue light.
not the part with the bone.
I'm looking for the bone. Yeah. Yeah. I'm moving away.
As you kind of try to start moving away, the crystalline snow is getting deeper and deeper until you're basically like slogging waist deep in this stuff. And it has just slowed you down to a halt. And as you turn around, you see this kind of swirling mass going up maybe about 36 feet.
Okay.
Just sort of looming over you, these kind of hard red eyes. Every now and then through this whipping wind, you can make out like a form or some kind of shape or figure or density. But it is otherwise just kind of stopping and staring at you.
Ramad is barely holding themselves together at the moment. They're terrified. They feel even smaller than they should. Maybe they are actually at this moment. Like with most of like the mist, with the ash like fading away for them, they might be like physically smaller at the moment.
Can you roll me a quick assess the situation?
I would love to. 9.
All right. You can ask one question, and then.
How can I end this quickly?
As you're kind of looking for a way out,
yeah,
you can, and right about the time you look back at whatever it is that is kind of looming over you, you can see that it is kind of frozen in place, almost as if it has been paused. And as you look at it more, you can kind of see that even the wind has stopped, like mid-action, and everything is just sort of floating there. And behind you, you just kind of hear, well, isn't this a predicament?
Hello.
I thought I'd show you what's waiting for you down the road.
No, I trust you. You didn't have to.
Oh, no, it was a pleasure. But see, this road that you're on goes a little crooked now. From what I understand, you and I had a bargain.
I didn't do anything. Did I do anything wrong?
The voice behind you, as you kind of turn to face it, you do not see Belinda Bedlam, the 11-foot tall hag with the face of a drowned rat. But you see something, the figure of something, just kind of off in your side vision. And as you're kind of turning to see what it is just staying there, almost floating. This figure of a person. You know what the deal was. You get 1 year, I get a day. All it takes is a drop of blood from one of your little friends.
That might be a bit difficult. They might be a bit more perturbed due to someone trying to get blood to kill someone recently. And how will I find you?
You won't. I'll find you.
I should have. Why did I ask?
And as you're kind of turning, you feel almost a hand on the back of your head. And it kind of tilts your vision probably a little roughly towards that creature that was hunting you.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear whispered into your ear, your friend here is gonna take a lot more than a day from the people you love. They're gonna take everything.
Do you have any idea how to stop them?
That's why I need the year, honey. it ain't just for you. And with that, York just kind of plopped back down into your seat, visibly like dropped maybe a few inches.
Oh, okay.
I nudged Crystal.
Oh, hi.
Also, you're muted.
Where'd you go?
Are you a
I'm
time
not.
traveler?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Not on purpose.
Do we need
Oh.
to keep the
Instead.
finger bone?
As you hold it up, you are just holding the squishy mushroom, Crystal.
Oh. Squish, squish, squish. Where'd it go?
What finger bone?
It turned into a finger bone and then you came back and now it's squishy again. Well, it's not a finger bone anymore. Now it's just a mushroom.
Can you get bones squishy?
I'm not exactly sure what's happening. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Just, someone I know has a very weird way of communicating. Like, they don't use phones, so they, when you can't really call someone, the next best thing is to teleport them through time and space.
So what?
I need some time to breathe, and I go to the bathroom.
Immediately start hyperventilating.
Yes, for sure.
Chris, so you want to go wait for them? I can go make excuses for the teachers.
Yeah, I'll go wait outside the door.
Yeah. I'll go tell the teachers that I don't know what's gross.
I don't know.
I spilled milk all over the floor. Okay.
Okay.
Do we have clown class next?
Career day clown school.
I don't think I'm ready for clown class.
No, that is not until later in the
Okay.
week.
Crystal's gonna get 2 bags of flaming hot Cheetos and take them with her and just sit down
Oh, that's
outside the
incredibly
bathroom
nice.
door and wait.
The rest of the day goes by a little uneventfully, aside from Jamie being tossed through time space. And after a bit, the day is over. Y'all don't have Crystal. You don't have anything to do with your superhero apprenticeship. So you have the rest of the day to use as you see fit. And as you're kind of exiting the school, Jamie, as you reach into your pocket, you see that that little sewing needle that Belinda Bedlam gave you is there, whether or not you took it with you today or not.
Crystal's gonna run after
Jamie
Jamie.
sizing character. Yeah, Jamie sizing character.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi. Hey, Crystal.
I got you a bag of flaming hot Cheetos, but you never came out of the
Oh
bathroom.
my god.
So here.
Yeah,
We skipped scenes. We skipped you going out of the bathroom.
It was nice in there, They keep the bathrooms quite clean here.
Yeah, I
Unlike
think the
some
janitorial
other
staff
places.
prides themselves on that.
Yeah, especially when they don't have nanobelts inside.
Right, totally.
Usually work better.
Are you feeling okay?
No.
Do you want to talk about it? Because I know you're really
Probably.
nervous back at the lab, and then today the weird thing happened.
A lot of things have been happening in the last month, right?
You want to go get some pizza?
I'll get some ice cream.
Ice cream. Do you want me?
Where's Gina?
Do you want me to text her?
Yeah, maybe she should come as well.
Gets out her phone. We're getting ice cream. Where are you?
2 hands just grab each of your shoulders. So, where are we gonna go get ice cream?
Need to create an ice cream store, name it on the spot.
Let's go to that.
I'm actually going to. I'm
fancy
pretty sure
place.
there is an ice cream spot.
Let's go to the Dairy King.
Oh
Not
yeah, no.
copyright.
I am looking at the the Slice of Life Pizzeria. That's not an ice cream place.
Mm-mm.
Scoop of hope.
You are going to
Scoop of hope. I love it.
Slice of life, scoop of hope. I don't know.
you are going to No Business Like Snow Business, the local ice creamery.
No, it's spelled S-N-O. There's no W at the end.
Maybe there was a W at some point.
Somebody stole it.
Yeah.
No, it's No Business Like Snoo Business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna get the mint chocolate chip. What do y'all want?
I want like just a large, like one of the milkshake cups, but like put in them like 3 scoops
Right.
of just 3 different chocolates.
And behind the counter, as always, maybe a little past the usual retirement age, but she's happy to see you. She doesn't speak a lick of English. This is Miss Papadonovich. And as you kind of enter, she just sort of says a line of Greek to you
Oh.
before handing you your iced dairy products.
Go sit in a booth.
Yes. Some
It's one of
privacy.
those like 1960s style ice creameries. You know, like maybe in the booth next to you, there's 2 people sharing a malt.
Aw.
The straws have the red and white stripes on them.
Yeah, there's a jukebox
Yeah.
somewhere playing. There's a guy in a leather jacket who every now and then just kind of hits it, makes it play a song.
Hey.
Now this is gonna date things a bit, but a soda fountain at the table.
Oh no, it's not
Yes.
that fancy.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's okay.
Instead, it does have a selection of what's on the jukebox, which is mostly just songs from the 1960s.
That's
I
fair.
dig it. I dig it.
Good. Mm-hmm.
So,
So,
Jamie, do you want
Hi.
to tell us where you went today?
Yeah, you doing okay, buddy?
I need to preface some things so that makes
Okay.
sense. Because if I just told you that a hag I made a deal with summoned me into the future to see the horrible things that will happen due to
You met at
the nemesis of
Mhm.
mine from the lab that I was born in, I don't remember. Anyway, hi, it's me.
You
Uh,
were born in a lab?
I'm not exactly sure. But like, I'm not sure I'm alive per se. Like, you know how I'm like Ash a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I lived most of my life in this lab, which I forgot the name of the organization.
It might have been. I don't think we ever came up with an official. Wait, did
Really?
we? I know there
it
is the
Atlas
Radius
or something? I don't
Institute.
know.
There is Chimera. There is.
Chat. I was trying to find it last time.
Yeah, let me just double check. It might have been the CPB, but I
No,
doubt it.
not the CPB.
Yeah.
Absolutely not the CPB.
Yeah, I don't think we came up
Okay, it's
with
fine.
yeah.
Didn't you mention the word Atlas at some point?
Atlas? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes,
I don't remember. Anyway,
whatever. Let's say it's Atlas.
let's say it's Atlas. Anyway, that doesn't matter now. So I lived most of my life there. Me and Emil, he's not my biological brother. And I thought that was normal because that's all I knew. But when, we got out, I guess I'm not normal.
Mm-hmm.
For as long as I remember, I've been disassociated physically, and it is related to some kind of cosmic entity that is the exact opposite. That is crystalline and concrete instead of disassociating. That's what I understand, at least. So, like, me and them are like exactly conflicting. They called
Okay.
it the monolith. I've been trying to investigate it because, from what I know, just before I left, they realized that the the more disassociated I become, the stronger it gets. That's a terrifying thing to learn.
Okay.
Not sure what they wanted to do with the monolith, maybe some kind of weapon or something, and I don't want to die.
Was the
No?
monolith there too?
Yeah,
Okay.
as far as I remember. I don't know if it's not there anymore. We've not been there for a few years now, me and Emil. So a few weeks ago, remember when I went into the alley and just disappeared?
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah, that was very weird, right? I also thought it's very weird. I appeared in this like weird, was it like some kind of swamp or like woodland area?
It was mushroom
trying to remember.
infested.
Yeah, mushroom infested. That's the word I'm looking for. And there I met I met this person. Don't have to go into details. Who made a deal with, and she was nice. She told me I get to have a year without the monolith absolutely murdering me, which sounded very nice. But there is something that I gave her. We can talk about it later. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal.
But
Don't worry about it.
what
Don't worry
did
about
you
it.
give her?
No, don't worry about it. And like then in the lab, Dr. Bananas mentioned that there was a big spike of weird energy around the time that Dr. Freeze, energy similar to mine, but opposite. During the time where I stopped Dr. Freeze from being, I lost control. And I think that I not only lost control, I became less, which made the monolith stronger.
Okay.
It's weird. I'm not sure what's happening either.
And
The look on your face, you're also confused. I'm also confused.
I'm not so much confused, just concerned for you.
Hi, it is me. I'm scared.
hey, Jamie.
You have every right.
Jamie,
Hey. Hi.
take a sip of your milkshake.
Thank you. I do. I take a very long sip.
Okay, so there's you and the opposite of you, which is the monolith.
Yeah.
And when you disassociate, they get stronger. And you think that maybe they got stronger when the Freezy dude was destroyed. Because
Also, I killed. That was loud.
Okay.
That's in character. Killed Dr. Freeze. Killed the guy.
As you're saying that, the waitress comes over. She's in her 70s too, wearing like little paper cap and down roller skates. And she just kind of looks at it. Oh, you guys talking about brain freeze?
Yes. My
Looks
friend
like somebody put him on ice. And she rolls
away. Is that? Oh yeah, there was a villain named Brain Freeze. Not what you get when you drink a milkshake too fast. Ha ha ha.
Actually, I was going to say, Jamie, you might want to tick off afraid if you don't have that condition already.
Tick on?
Yes.
Yes,
I imagine, given
very afraid.
Your general demeanor at the moment.
Yes, very true. I agree.
We're talking about a video game, ma'am. We killed it on the high score.
Yeah, whatever you want, sugar. And she kind of rolls away. You just hear like, Pam, a cup of teen superheroes having a malt.
Okay.
I look out. What's she talking about?
talking to she's looking to Miss. I've already forgotten her name, but I
I'm
wrote it
hyper
down.
paranoid.
But I tabbed out that window. She's talking to the lovely Papadonovich at the counter. But Miss Papadonovich says something back in
Doesn't
Greek.
speak English. Okay. Okay, I'm going back. Also, I've never killed a guy before.
Oh,
As far as I remember.
Yes, that is the titular brain freeze who is now unalive.
Mm-hmm.
how are you feeling about that?
What do you think? I lost control of my powers. So there's this other power that I never mentioned because I hate it and it makes me terrified. Not only am I dying, I can make things die as well. I can drain life out of things, make them similar and ashen.
And
I've only used it on like flowers or like just like testing it. Never used it on a person.
I mean,
you can see Jamie is like everywhere, like under their shirt, everywhere there's like a little bit of smoke, just a tiny bit of ash going out from them.
I mean, it's a lot,
Yeah.
but also like, if you hadn't done what you did, like, we might not be here, because that was like a really
Right.
hard fight, and there were like a lot of people that were in danger. So maybe like try and focus on the good that came out of it, that so many people were okay. Does that make sense? Am I doing this right?
no, you're doing good.
You want to roll comfort?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll react appropriately if you succeed.
What is rolling comfort?
Plus mundane.
Okay, that's a okay.
You should be good at that.
That's a 5. What's my mundane?
And you get +1 since you are using a skill you have when you have influence over somebody.
That's right.
You do have influence over me. Yeah.
I think y'all have influence over each other at this point.
So that's 5. So that's a 7.
That's 7.
Ooh.
If they open up to
On a hit, they hear you.
You can shift their, or I believe you can clear a condition, or shift labels, or mark potential.
I don't know. I feel like
I think it is up to Gabo,
really,
or up to Crystal. If,
Okay.
you shift if you shift their labels, clear a condition, or mark potential.
I am going to say, with your permission, that we clear guilty.
Sure.
So maybe Jamie is kind of taking into consideration all the good that came out of that action to kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I think it's going to still be at the back of their mind. Like they still feel guilt, but maybe now they'll start actually working on it instead of it just taking over. Yeah, I removed it.
Okay.
Yo. They'll say that. Yeah. I guess. Also,
you were put in a hard situation. You did what was right.
Like sorry, I'm cutting out.
Jaina, it is at this point you get a text message from Elizabeth, and it just says, "Did nobody capitalize?" So you know he's talking about Nielsen. tell you about the keylogger he installed in the security booth, followed by a poop emoji.
There's a pause. There's a lot of security stuff. I don't know which specific security booth you're talking about. We talked about a lot of things. I'm having ice cream. It tastes funny. Maybe I'm allergic.
You get a little picture message of the USB device that Nielsen installed so many episodes ago, followed with a little text. Security cameras from that day wiped, but he got caught on the webcam I used to monitor the coffee pot.
Why is there a webcam monitoring a coffee pot?
So you know when it's full.
I'll just put down my phone and look to the others.
Has Nielsen actually told us about that?
I don't
I don't
believe
remember.
so.
I don't
I
think
don't remember
so.
that.
Mm-mm.
Nielsen is spying on me.
I think we know that.
Maybe
Yeah.
Danny told him he
He's
had
a-
to?
It's usually the case. Nielsen is such a kind soul. Actually, he doesn't have a soul. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean-
Elizabeth just found it. It's a USB.
When
Do I
was
have a
it?
soul?
Of
It is
course
from
you
the
do.
night that Nielsen. It's from the night that y'all went to that concert that wound up being just a recruitment effort for the Church of Ophthalmology.
Yeah. Does Elizabeth say that to Jano?
Oh yeah, she gives the date,
Okay.
the install date, and a selection of just some of the files that were compromised, which include a lot of the banking information.
So this was before we made the agreement with Nielsen.
Yeah, this was before Nielsen told us about all the hinky.
So I don't think we can
Danny
really
stuff.
fault him here.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not mad at Nielsen.
You're continuously mad at Danny, of
Oh
course.
yeah, I'm going to be
same.
continuously furious at Danny, but I can't
That's
really
fair.
be mad at Danny. But it's Elizabeth just is updating. Oh, Elizabeth is going to take me shooting. Oh, and I slide over the bank account information to Crystal. Can you check these? I want to know where the leak is coming from specifically.
I can try, but banks don't use social media, so that might be a little hard.
I believe in you.
Okay.
There might be like a course somewhere to how to.
Sorry, I'm just thinking
hack
about the amount of times I've had a boss like come up like that. Like, just I need to figure this out. Like, okay, you need like an
Yeah.
expert.
It's very true.
I believe in you.
And I'll slide over the safe house information. Elizabeth thinks we should make contingency plans for our families.
Oh, okay. Why?
These are the addresses she suggests, but if you want to find other places, I can tell her.
I'll talk to my dads about it. They'll probably be okay with it. Oh, by the way, someone might be hunting teen superheroes.
Excuse me?
Yeah, so like I was out with like
My brother
Jack
isn't
this
teen.
morning, and
White sauce? My brother isn't teen. He's like early 20s, I think.
Yeah, I think early 20s.
Early 20s.
Crystal will recount her patrol this morning with Lightning Jack going to visit Tyler Cameron's home.
So that's why he's good at badminton, because of his like cool racket. His
I
pulp is
guess.
good for gaming. Maybe he's not good at
There were a lot of feathers
Yeah, it's
on the
very
costume.
it's very weird.
Yeah.
It has the word shuttle in it.
There's a lot of feathers and a lot of feathers on a cape. Like,
Yeah, because
it's a little much.
He uses
Anyways,
explosive shuttlecocks.
it is literally, we use the same word for the shuttlecock and feather in Arabic.
okay.
Nice.
Well, this kind of goes with the trend. I mean, we had the incident with the tech club, AV club you're in.
Yeah. Do you think the
And
Church of Scientology's, or not Scientology, Church of
We're gonna get
Ophthalmology?
sued.
Do you think the Church of Ophthalmology
The
is
legally
kidnap-
distinct Church of Ophthalmology.
Do you think the Church of Ophthalmology is like taking people?
possible, but we already had the issue with Danny.
Yeah.
Could he just be that much bolder? He couldn't fit to me. Maybe he got to Shadowcock.
I think we need to add another person to the list of missing individuals.
This is a very serious matter. I'm taking this very seriously, honestly.
Who do we need to add?
My brother is gone. I don't know where he is.
Oh.
The past few days. He usually leaves me a note. He's not a teen superhero, though.
Your brother's a superhero?
Oh, I should have probably not mentioned that.
What's your brother's hero power?
None of your
What do you
business.
do?
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
I already
It might
does,
be
like-
easier to track your
he
brother
does-
if
he
we
does.
know.
like psionic weapons.
Okay.
Like
So cool.
That's like brain powers.
brain powers, but specifically for weaponry.
Okay. Hmm.
Brain weapons.
We
Well,
could,
Was the
we could
superhero
see
name
if-
we determined?
Hmm.
I don't remember.
Oh no, I don't think we ever established.
I'll mention it next episode.
I just wrote it down.
we could see
So
if
here's the trend I'm seeing.
With me
AV,
forgetting my backstory.
like we have technology stuff, and we have your brother, which is weapon driven. And what does Shuttlecock do?
stop laughing.
This is very serious.
Are you muted, Jen?
You have no sound.
No, I
Oh.
should have some.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we
Oh yeah, now we can hear you.
Maybe Mr. Dr. Bananas has something that could track your brother's powers.
Sure.
As you, Crystal, as you about at the time you say that, your phone kind of rings, and it says, "You are receiving this email because you are on the Dr. Bananas mailing list. Dr. Bananas is going to be on another planet for the next month. Please send all messages to," and it's just a bunch of contact information for other people at the Radius Institute.
Oh. Well, Dr. Bananas is going on a trip, but I have a whole list of other names.
Let's
I
work
don't-
through them.
I think we'd have a lot less sway with taking them out of their busy days, but let's try, of course.
We kind of did destroy one of their robots.
If he didn't want to be destroyed, he wouldn't have held us.
That's
And
true.
on that note, I think we'll go for a quick break.
Yeah.
Do you want to lead us out with the whole "don't go anywhere unless it's to"?
I want you to do it today.
Yeah, don't go anywhere unless it's to grab a drink, grab a friend, grab a snack, go to the washroom.
Maybe your friend is the snack.
Don't go anywhere otherwise, or else we'll call the FBI.
I-
Everyone wave.
Okay, yeah, we're leaving.
Wave.
But we don't have that. everybody. I don't know why that's what I came back with, but hi everyone.
Saucy.
Saucefire is avoiding the limelight right now. He might be taking a nap, not sure. Good morning, Sauce. Do you have a
Morning, angels.
Good morning,
Hey, Dad.
Starfire.
If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. Thank you for sticking around with us through the first half of our game and through the break. We really appreciate it. If this is your first time here, this is a charity channel. I don't take any financial income from this channel. All of the options to affect our game that you see on our screen and in the About Me section, all of that money goes to charity when I get a Twitch payout. A few weeks ago, we made a community donation to the Ttrpg.org for $173. So thank you to all my wonderful friends playing with me today. Thank you to the wonderful Ethan, who can't be here with us right now. And thank you to everyone in chat for affecting our game with your bits and your subs. I could not do these donations without you. With that, Sauce, the reins are yours.
Okay. A few hours have passed since your ice cream social. The ice cream is long since melted or been eaten. You've gotten into your superhero outfits and you're just starting your patrol. What does that typically look like when you're on the prowl for crime?
I feel like it's normally like we're either in a car that Elizabeth is driving or we're all riding bicycles because we're not old enough to drive.
If I have to ride a bike, so does everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be in normal outfit because I can easily switch out of it. Very comfy.
What about Jaina? Would she be on a bike too, or would she be in her superhero form flying around?
Probably flying next to the bike, chatting like. But if we see that movie, then we'll have to see this movie. And I don't know about Dorothy. Why'd she walk through the poppy field? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, it does cinematically, and you get like a very pretty musical number out of it. And the cinematography in that part of the movie is just, and there's also like a lot of special effects because they're overlaying two images. And for the time, it was all in Technicolor, and it was really high tech.
As you go riding your bikes down the street, you just see Tiffany, the school bully, as it were, and she just sort of points a finger at Jamie and says, "Oh my God, why is Jamie with those superheroes?"
He has some very important information. They have some very important information. Sorry, they're leading us to the scene of a
I saw their fun. I just followed them. They didn't say no, so I'm just.
I mean that too, but then like they mentioned that there was like a cat burglar, and it turned out to be a cat that was actually a burglar. I mean,
who isn't a superhero?
We're all superheroes in our own right.
Mm-hmm.
I get very close to Tiffany.
Tiffany kind of like
I get very close.
Flutters for a bit. She says, "Oh my God, it's Alan Storm."
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jamie's actually a very good confidant of mine, and I trust
Tiffany.
And you've teamed up with Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
It's just RGB, not Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Thanks.
Initials were RBG. Get it together.
She points at like the lighting on her suit. Yeah, RGB, red.
I poke Tiffany again.
Tiffany kind of looks.
I don't know. That Crystal Blake girl that you were talking to, Jamie, really understood it. I feel like she has a wonderful grasp on who I am as a person and as a superhero.
I poke her again.
She has your or you have her attention.
I poke her again.
She pokes you right back.
Are you a superhero?
I don't need to be a loser superhero.
I mean, it's okay if you're just jealous.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not Apex, all right?
Oh no, that's where we're going. We have an invitation from Apex to go join their team.
I'm sure you do. And
I hope you
she's
enjoy
she's kind of directing this, like what you're saying. The hate is being directed almost towards RGB.
I
I
hope
poke
you
her again.
enjoy your perfectly average normal night. We have some work to go do. Bye.
Poke her again.
And Crystal, you get on your Instagram a little like two different pictures. One of them is like a selfie that Tiffany took with Aeon Storm, like looking the other way. The other one is like just it's a picture of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And you can see the RGB account on Instagram has been tagged.
Reports
And then
it
it's
for
just
harassment.
it's just circles with
Yeah, I was
with
about to
cloud
say report,
emojis.
please.
I'm gonna report that tag for harassment.
Sure.
Oh, and then there's a third one that just says, OMG, is Jamie Ferris a superhero? And there's a picture, but it's not Jamie, it's somebody else. It's like Tiffany tagged the wrong account.
Yeah, I don't think Jamie has an Instagram.
Yeah, it's like it's Jamie Ferris, like Jaime, and it's like some poor welder in Nebraska.
Okay, I don't mind that. I was gonna go fight her.
Go find her and beat her up.
Yeah.
Take that, small child.
Crystal
You
was just gonna
delete
make her feel
this.
average and boring. She knows how to do that.
Reject.
Yeah, I can rearrange your molecules for you if you really want, Jamie.
Sounds a bit extreme.
I could just murder her if you want.
It's not murder. Anyway,
I will punch a child for you, Jamie.
I realized that walking next to the superheroes and not looking like a superhero is a very weird thing. So I'll be like, okay, guys, I need to go home now. I walk into an alleyway and come back out as Ramad.
As you come back out as Ahmad and you go down the road, there's just a very confused sanitation worker who comes out of the alleyway too. It's like, and then the scene ends.
Is he trying to like mop up the ash?
Just cleaning it up. Carnation. It's the school janitor who doesn't like you.
Sorry, it's not. It's out of my control. Oh no, he's gonna connect the dots.
Oh no.
Don't let him connect the dots.
As you are riding your bikes down the road, you see young Kevin Ferguson, the student who tried to get you to join the cult of ophthalmology. He is on the street corner. He has like pamphlets that he's handing out that people are immediately throwing into the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But who he is he trying? He is trying to recruit people.
Do we beat him up? I mean,
That's a bit much.
you were going to fight Tiffany.
She's a bit much. I don't wanna approach him like, hail citizen, we're superheroes. Spill the beans.
Would you just go up to this guy like, spill the beans?
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to do that. What do y'all think we should do?
All right. I guess that would be provoke somebody.
I don't want to do that.
Oh, all right then. Kevin Ferguson is just across the street looking at you now because it is very obvious because you're next to a flying person.
Okay.
You want me to go provoke them? I have no issue doing that.
What status provoke?
It is superior. Let me.
Not my. I'm really good at scaring people.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I think Jaina or wait, sorry. Aeon Storm and RGB are the most, outwardly presentable of the group, I'd say.
You want to take this, RGB?
I can be bad cop.
Well, maybe you should be the
I'll
good
chill.
cop.
I'll
Yeah,
chill on the side.
be the good cop.
The hype goblin disassociated for a few minutes. Can someone catch me up on what's been happening?
You during the course of your patrols, you have found little Kevin Ferguson,
Oh, okay.
the cult of ophthalmology student.
The kid who was handling
Okay.
pamphlets.
He gave you the fake K-pop tickets.
Does
They weren't. They were the.
They were
we did
there.
see the show. They were there.
They were just also.
But it sucked.
They just suck. Yeah, they're just part of a cult.
do we think that Kevin knows who we are?
Well, you did destroy the venue last time.
Right. Okay.
But we hid behind tables while we changed clothes.
I mean,
I think he
for
might know
sake
where he-
of the trope, he probably has not connected the dots about your identities. But he will recognize you as the heroes who destroyed the last venue that you attended.
like we stopped Oculus or whatever.
Crystal's already getting out
Panoptes.
one of her
Panopticus.
net arrows and getting ready to fire it at him.
We should. I think he. We've talked to him before, or like I
Mhm.
think Matt Damon.
Oh, it's Matt
Actually,
Damon
lead
here?
actor Matt Damon. No. They have some of the people in the Church of Ophthalmology where they're like, I don't know, brainwashing them or some shit, I'd imagine. For some reason, that's legal.
What if we just infiltrate and pretend that we want to join?
I don't dislike that. Who wants to be a cultist? I prefer that over being a clown. Actually, there's not much difference, is there?
Zing! Take that, legally distinct Church of Ophthalmology. As you approach him, he says, Kevin kind of lowers down his pamphlets. I recognize you. You're the...
Shouldn't we, if we want to join the cult, shouldn't we approach him as normal people?
We're already here.
Never mind.
Yeah, we destroyed the venue. We want to join. We realized you were right. We were wrong.
Really, that's not what you were saying to poor Hollywood actor Matt Damon. Kept on making fun of him for being in that Mr. Potato Head biography.
Look, Kevin, do you want us to join your church or not?
Have you ever had superheroes in the church?
Oh, geez. We've been just waiting to have our own superhero team. Right now, it's just Tom Cruise.
He switched?
You'll be promoted, Kevin, for recruiting 3-4 heroes into your church.
Oh, geez, that'll help me with my get all of my those evil spirits from occluding my vision.
Yeah.
I'm just pleased as punch that you finally decided to let the words of Aaron Hibbert into your heart.
Yep,
And,
definitely let them into my heart.
Just whatever you do, don't ask about where his wife Shelley's been for the last 5 years.
Hawaii?
Exactly. And he immediately just kind of stuffs a pamphlet into your hand, showing the address to the Church of Ophthalmology. They'll give you an eye exam and see what your spirit count is at. After that, it's just a few easy payments of $10,000.
Yep, definitely have that kind of money. Thank you for the address.
No problem. And RGB, your phone goes off again, and you can see it's Kevin's Instagram. And it's another picture of like the back of Aeon Storm's head with Kevin taking a selfie of him with a little caption that said, didn't destroy the place.
I make sure I'm not in any of the pictures.
Why is the only one taking pictures of Aeon Storm?
You then get another little ping And you can see it is from the Dustman fan club. It has just reached 10,000 followers, and there's just like a picture of Ramad from the back.
Shit.
You have a fan
club?
Who has a fan club?
You.
No.
Look.
Delete that.
You can see it's a
can't.
picture. It's a picture of the team on Instagram, but like Crystal's been cropped out of it. You can see like there's nobody.
Look at this. They Blake Lively'd me.
You can
I have
see
no
like
clue what that is.
exactly
Delete
half of RGB.
I go to Kevin and say delete that.
I can't. I'm just a part of the group.
Who's the head?
I don't know.
I will find them.
Some guy in California.
I'm going there right now. No, too busy. I will
Ramad away. Look, you can't fight everybody on the internet.
Try and stop me.
You can see there are like dozens of photos from all of your adventures.
Oh no, I don't want fans.
Famous. You're Instagram famous.
How many people are in the group?
Oh, 10,300.
Excuse me? I was with like 12. Okay. I'll go harass them all one by one. Make an Instagram account just for that.
There are pictures, there are videos, there is a link to their fanfic.net site.
Fanfictions of you, Baba.
It's like all those fan fictions where it's like The Purge meets like Harry Styles. Have you seen that? For some reason, there is just a lot of like crossovers like that, and it's almost always The Purge plus like random CW actor. But this time it's just The Purge meets Ramad, but they just call you Dust Bunny.
It's not my what? No, that's horrible. It's even worse. It's not my fault that I look edgy.
Oh, sorry. No, you're Dust Man. They call themselves Dust Bunnies.
I don't
Not
understand. Crystal looks for an RGB fan club.
You find one. It has 15 followers, but they spelt your name wrong, and it is just it is RBJ. RBG.
Oh.
RBJ.
RBJ. LBJ. It's LB hack 'em up.
Yeah, I don't have a fan club. She just puts her phone in her back pocket.
I'll convince the head to switch it.
Fans. Crystal, you can see though that the icon for the RG, let's just call it RGJ fan club. It's like a My Little Pony version of you, with your logo as its little pony mark.
I mean, at least the logo's cute.
What's my logo? Some edgy crap.
Oh yeah, no, it is super edgy. It is like a skull with a bunch of, like made of dust.
I didn't choose to look like this.
You're like awesome.
Do you know what like affliction wear is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are like affliction shirts of Dustman.
I'm gonna buy 10 of these from Mod.
If it's at least Dust Person, I wouldn't have been as mad, but still mad.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I guess if it's an amorphous blob of dust, I could imagine people who like the Punisher just sort of imprinting.
I feared you'd say that. I was thinking about it.
Yeah, it
now
is
I
like
hate it even more.
It is like those people who collect Venom comics because the covers look cool.
Now tell me, cops put them on there.
Oh yeah, no, they're
with my stickers.
They have like the skull made of ash with like
a
little line across it.
I'm gonna retire. I'm done. I'm done being a superhero.
You should capitalize on this, Ramad. Like
I'll create an Instagram account just to post a cab and then delete it.
And you can see that there are even pictures talking about it's like Dustman is doing what the cops won't, and there's like a leaked picture of Brain Freeze after being killed.
Let me look at the conditions and see if I should add something. I don't know if I'm
Comic
angry.
has you
Can I
going
add
to
mortified as a condition?
Insecure.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
you
know
want
if
to
I'm
add
angry or
insecure.
insecure. Yeah.
You add all the
According
conditions.
to this comic, you're in Europe right now. You are defending Big Ben and the Eiffel Tower. Somehow they are dating each other.
I support that.
You know what?
Not
Me
the
too.
me part.
Yeah, the accompanying image for that post is talking about how Dustman supports Brexit.
Oh no. I guess I need to have an online presence now.
You have to
I'm
have an
forced.
online presence.
Like, I have power and I have to use it somehow.
Kevin is just like trying to grab his phone back from you, Jamie.
Yeah, no, I'll go on dislike and like report every single one of these things.
Do it on your own phone. I don't want to
I
get
don't have
banned.
Instagram.
I don't want to get banned from the subreddit.
I don't have Instagram. Subreddit.
Subreddit? I pull out my phone and look it up and show him up.
Wait, no,
There are
actually-
a lot of like digitally edited photos of Dustman at like Mar-a-Lago.
I drop the phone and then clap my hands. Like the phone actually drops on the floor. Clap my hands to make like a noise.
Mod.
But then I realize that my hands are made of dust and they just like they don't make a noise as they hit each other.
Piff.
But yeah, like okay. Oh no. What are you doing with the kids in the ophthalmology place?
This is a very strange turn of subject.
Oh, want to go hang out with them because I miss them. Wait, not me.
I don't know anything about that, but
You do though.
maybe they. I mean, I'm not that high of a level. I'm still on pamphlet duty.
I get very close.
He gives Crystal another pamphlet.
I'm gonna try and provoke him.
Yeah, sure.
Nope.
Be sure to mark potential.
Yep, thank you. I got a 4.
All right, what do you do and how does it not work?
I get very close to them and then like, what do you know? And like I have my face just like,
He starts
Fade.
sneezing.
oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh god! Oh, does this mean you are up my nose?
That's horrible. That's awful. You know what? I might actually just retire. I'm done being a superhero. This is horrible.
How many
I-
times have you retired in the last 15 minutes?
Twice. I go behind Crystal, behind RGB and Aeon Storm and have them take control of the conversation.
So, Kevin, like,
Oh my god, you're RGB!
yeah, I'm looking for my friend.
More like
Tyler.
RGB.
RGB.
I mean, I'll take it. Like, I'm looking for my friend Kevin. Or no, my friend
I'm
Tyler.
Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin. Sarah is messing up the NPC names. I'm
Tyler.
looking for my friend Tyler. He's also, don't tell anyone, he's also a hero.
He's also a hero!
Is Tyler like with the Church of Ophthalmology too? Because like we were supposed to meet up the other day and he kind of stood me up. So like I just want to make sure they're okay.
He's undergoing a reocularization.
Oh, okay.
His sight is out of alignment.
Did that start like yesterday?
he-
Because like we were supposed to meet yesterday.
I think it happened a couple of days ago.
Oh, is there any way that I could go and like talk to him and see like when he's done getting like, you know, like his eyes checked out, like if we could like maybe like meet up again, please?
Well, you'd have to go to the main compound to ask about that.
Oh, okay.
Just don't ask about where Aaron Hibbert's wife went 5 years ago when she was last seen in public.
I don't know who that is, but that is really great information. Who in the
Oh,
main
I
compound
remember.
should I ask for?
You could just ask for his attending physician or his
Okay.
attending ophthalmologist. We don't believe in medicine.
You are so helpful.
What do you
Thank
believe
you so
in?
much.
Well, you see, 20 billion years ago.
I need to leave.
Why
I need
did
to
you
go to
ask
the
that? Why did you ask
dust bathroom.
Jamie, I just want to say, as you're browsing, probably doom scrolling the Instagram, you can see like
pull up another comic of them. Oh look!
You can see like they think Dustman is like this 6'6" Navy SEAL, like lantern jawed, like blonde haired, like super American.
I'm not even American.
I know, and just the lack of information. They have filled this in.
Is there a verified account for Dustman?
There is not.
Okay, good.
It looks like the bad Captain America.
Fighting the Kremlin in this one.
He's just punching out. You're punching out the Ayatollah.
We've been doing superhero crap for like a couple of months. Like no, maybe like wait, how long have we been? We've known each other for like a year or so. Right?
I think since March, so it's been a couple months.
Yeah.
How long have these comics and fan fictions been coming?
A couple of months.
Okay.
Would have been very weird if it's older than me.
It's older. There was already a Dustman. They just didn't know. Like, no. It's only been a couple of months.
Is there someone who like you're talking to about like what we do? And like
My brother, but he's the most secretive individual to have ever existed. Ever. Full
Are you
stop.
sure your brother's not a secret comic book artist?
If he draws in blood, maybe.
I mean,
That's weird.
I've heard of artists doing weirder things.
I actually as well. I don't remember him having. Maybe he has artistic talents that he hid. Maybe he does comics on the side. Is that how he's making money to support us?
Maybe.
not the anti-hero stuff.
As you finally arrive outside of the compound, this is the one that was on. I think it was called Duft Point.
Yes.
The city that is perpetually in night, but this time it actually is kind of like getting close to sundown.
Is it still snowing here?
You can see it's gotten the snow has melted a bit.
So it's flooding.
No, there are just like little mounds of like blackened snow that have been pushed out from the streets. And it's kind of like that disgusting like slush.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it is what should be temperate weather in Seattle.
Wasn't last time someone, I'm not gonna name names, shot an arrow?
I don't. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Surveillance.
I mean,
You can see one of the towers is very obviously fire damaged.
that
Might
might
have-
have happened. Yep.
The compound
Burned.
is like very large in scope, with the large chain link fences, like those double chain link fences they have in prisons with the angled barbed wire, but angled inwards as if to keep people inside the compound. The rest of the building is very brutalist in structure, only a few stories tall and all blocky concrete. There are armed security guards in every tower, some of them with spotlights that are going forward and back.
Do we want to join as normal kids or superheroes?
I mean, they've seen us as normal kids and as superheroes. So.
Yeah, what leverage do we have with either?
Hold up, so your entire fandom is pretty
That's true. Maybe if we just go and they're trying to be normal, we can play it off as like, oh, we had second thoughts after the concert. Like, we want to know more. I can really
We
play
love the
up,
K-pop
like,
band.
yeah.
Also, we want to meet our friends, please. We want to see our friends.
There's only one like door or one way into the compound unless you want to go over the fence, and there is a small visitor center that is sort of at the very northern end, of this compound.
Oh,
A couple of sliding glass doors, lots of informational kiosks talking about evil spirits and how they cloud vision.
can you send Crystal? You want to send Nielsen a message telling them where we are and what we're doing, in
Sure.
case they wake up?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and
While
start
they're here.
texting that message.
Okay. It goes out with a little ping, message received, and
Gets-
you were left on red.
Cool. Seems about right.
Mhm.
Can Jamie. So when
Hi.
you do what you do, how like stealthy can you be?
If it is very dark, probably as much noise as like smoke makes,
Looks at the sky.
not fire.
Okay. That is good. Fire would be very noticeable. So like you
Speaking
want to
from
do
experience.
I don't know what you're talking about. Would you like to do some recon and see if you can see in like any windows? Because maybe you can just like go through. The
I can try.
fence?
I can try doing that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I need to roll something or
Yeah, if you're trying to be stealthy, I
unleash
would say
my
this would be
powers?
an
Because I'm
unleash your power.
using. I am using my powers for sure.
Hmm?
Is the +1 ongoing or forward? I haven't used it either.
I believe it was +1 to the team pool. +3
Oh.
to the team pool. Burp, burp.
Oh wait, I have +3.
But yeah, it is also +3 free, which
I have +3 free because I'm.
okay, yeah. Then
I got a 7.
Okay. When you unleash your power, do you want to mark a condition, or do you want me to tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary?
Ooh, let me look at my conditions. I think I'll mark angry.
Okay.
As like the whole shenanigans with the
The Instagram is probably running
Instagram
through your
stuff
head.
is like, yeah, it's going in my head. It's like, I want to be nobody. Wait, it's not what I meant, but yes.
You don't want to be internet famous.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that there's another ping. It's just it is like an edited photo of.
I don't have my phone on me. I'm a dust cloud.
Crystal gets a ping.
Okay.
It is just an edited photo of Dustman fighting alongside soldiers with like a happy Memorial Day written underneath it. In Comic Sans, just to add insult to injury.
Oh, no.
They used Comic Sans. Why? Did they?
That's
did
your
they just
issue?
make this on Canva? Like,
There might even
At
be like
least-
these colors don't run underneath it.
Okay.
As you kind of drift over the security outpost, you just hear one person say, "So, one of these buildings burnt down very randomly just the other day." Yeah, probably nothing to worry about. Are you looking for anything specific?
Yeah, so I'm going to go through, look at the windows. I'm going to try and find out where the ophthalmologists are doing their things on the kids.
When you're looking through the windows, most of it just looks like classrooms almost. Like there's desks, there's that kind of cheap linoleum floor, whiteboards. There's nothing that really suggests like deprogramming room.
Probably underground. That's my guess. Is the visitor center, is it too far?
Not too far from where you are.
Okay, I want to check that as well.
There's about a
Is it closed?
soccer field's worth of distance between the main compound and the visitor center.
That is a distance, but I think it should be fine. Is it closed at the moment?
No, the visitor center is open 24 hours a day for your convenience.
Oh, how convenience. Yeah, I'll go check that out.
You can see there's a couple of ophthalmologists. They look like they're low-level ones because they were wearing the pleated khakis and the blue polo shirts with a little eye symbol over their chests.
Okay. Because like I'm thinking we can probably enter and ask to see one of the kids and probe them with questions. Okay, I'll go back and check the doors situations. How easy is it to get through the doors?
Into the compound or through the
The
visitor
actual
center?
compounds. The actual compounds.
You can see that there are a few guards at most of the doors. Since you are in your ashen form, you could probably like go through a window. There are metal grates on every window.
Hate that.
So you could float through it, but getting out would probably be difficult. If you were not, or if you had a corporeal form.
Okay, I'll get back to the team. Fill them in. We could probably, at the very least, meet some of them at the visiting center. Next best thing is to enter as if we're members, I guess. Storming through is not a great idea. They have a lot of guards everywhere.
Okay.
As I think we've spoke about this last time, it's more of a prison than a.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Also, they have like a lot of like classroom-looking rooms, holdings in there. So it's like my guess it's indoctrination stuff. But what do I know? I've never been in a cult.
Me either. Although I did go to summer camp once, and it was kind of culty.
I believe that.
Just kind of culty.
Just a little bit.
My entire empire is kind of a cult.
Really?
Anyways, we should probably go through the visitor center.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Should we go in as heroes or as ourselves?
The kids wouldn't know the heroes.
Right.
Also, us being heroes, questioning kids if did anybody hurt you in there? Probably suspicious for the ophthalmologists. They'd be like,
all right,
bad superheroes.
Crystal's gonna plop down one of her phone booth arrows. Superman can change.
All right, so you are going in just as yourselves. Okay.
Mundane.
Jaina, you don't sound too certain.
Jaina's thinking, if we get separated, it's gonna get sucky, but we can do it.
What's the worst that can happen? As you kind of enter in, the attending ophthalmologist, one of the low-level ones, just kind of turns and says, well, good morning, kids. Or should I say good evening? What are you doing out so late? Is it because it's not a school night?
Yeah, it is.
I think it is a school night.
And she kind of smiles. It's a Friday, silly.
I look at the phone.
You just get more things from
I shut down the phone. No, actually, I probably shouldn't do that. Okay, so I look through my notes. I don't think Jamie takes notes, but I'll try to find the names of the
notebook.
I go through Crystal's notes. What were their names? Jessica?
Tyler was the most recent one. Then there's Jessica.
Kevin. No, that's a kid outside we met.
Yeah. I need to better organize my notes.
Botus, Lord of
there is Jessica McNamara, who went missing around the start of the adventure, and Tyler Cameron, who went missing during this adventure.
Yes.
Oh, I was hoping you could help me. I was told my friend was here, and I just wanted to, like, work out some scheduling stuff, because they kind of stood me up.
Oh, I'm sorry. If they're here, they're probably going through reocularization, and contact with the outside world is strictly forbidden by their choice.
What does that mean?
They're going through sort of like a detox, but for their eyes.
Do you know when they'll be done? Like,
Oh, these processes can take a while,
how
depending
long?
depending on how occluded their vision is. It can take anywhere from a week to a month.
So you're saying that's like a nice healthy thing?
Of course.
Should we?
I'm curious. I'm thinking about joining the church, but mom and dad are kind of in doubts and want me to, make an informed decision by touring the facility. Can I get a tour?
Well, we can
I'm
certainly
sure.
give you a eye exam to see just how occluded your vision is. And when you
I
tell your
slide over
parents,
my
well,
family's business card. I'm sure you recognize my last name.
oh, now, from what I recall, when we asked this company for a donation, you called us a cult and told us to get lost.
I
That is
realized
true.
I was wrong. I mean, isn't growing up about making your informed decisions and changing your mind?
Well,
Could
I'll tell
say
you
we were
what.
blinded at the time, and now we've seen, the truth.
I'll tell you what, little missy. We will give you a free vision test to see just how many spirits are clouding your vision.
You know what? I appreciate it so much.
I wanna do the vision test.
We can give
Yeah,
vision tests for
me too.
everybody, but who here wants a Go-Gurt first?
No,
I'm allergic to Go-Gurt.
I
Who
haven't
I'm not
wants
hungry.
Mott's fruit snacks? And she pulls out just,
Oh, I'll take one of those.
you get a fruit snack, and you get a fruit snack.
I
And
give
who
it to
wants
Crystal?
Who wants a diet Mr. Pibb?
Me.
Nobody wants no.
Everyone
I
gets a
want it.
diet Mr.
No.
Pibb.
I give it to Crystal.
And this ophthalmologist leads you into one of the back rooms where there is something for you to rest your head on, and one of those vision test machines with the varying lenses. But kind of affixed to this is also kind of like a brain scanning colander, is the best way to put it. As well as a pair of electrodes that you have to hold on to.
What the fuck?
Now, who wants to get tested first?
Are there any cameras in this room?
Oh, there's a camera in every corner of the room.
They are the church of seeing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first.
Okay. Well, all right.
Actually, no.
You are being ushered into the chair.
No, actually, let me go last.
No, it's all right. It's completely painless.
Crystal.
Do I have to sign something? You have to make sure that.
Oh yeah, well, we will get you the release form signed.
Would that be before, not after?
Well,
I think Crystal should go first.
Crystal
Jamie?
is going to chug the Mr. Pibb while they're trying to get Jamie into the chair and say, I think I drank this too fast. I don't mind going first, but can I use the ladies' room first?
Oh yeah, just
please?
go down the hall and take a left. Don't take a right.
Don't take a okay.
And she kind of leans in and says, also don't ask where our founder, Aaron Hebbert's wife, has been for the last 5 years.
You know, a lot of people keep telling me that. Thank you. I'll be right back. She's going to set down the empty bottle.
By the way, where was the founder's wife been the last 5 years?
As you're saying this, you've been loaded into the chair. About a stack of release forms this big, about the size of a phone book, has been put into your hands.
Jaina and Jamie get text messages that say, keep them busy.
Okay.
I'll start reading. Hey, this is a misspelling. I don't think you're supposed to use this form of conjugate.
Oh,
So
it's a very old form written
So I'm
by
supposed to see
Aaron
a
Hibbert himself.
balloon?
No, we'll get
Oh.
this set up in 1 second.
Are you sure you're not supposed to use a flip over? This says conjugate with a G. This one's a J. I found 3 different spellings of the word conjugate.
Oh, the forms alternate between British and American spellings.
Oh, is that why color is spelled with a U here and not a U there?
No, that's actually a spelling mistake.
Oh, okay. Are these even legally binding with so many spelling errors?
You would be surprised.
Hmm.
What
Are
law
these
firm
notarized?
do these? Yeah.
Jamie, do you sign the release?
No, I signed them, not with my name.
Okay. She looks at this and kind of puts it into a pneumatic tube.
I write the name is Dairy Filman.
Not Gary Filman.
Dairy with a D.
Dairy Filman. I'm writing this name down for future use.
Me too.
And she said, all right, Mr. Filman, just keep your eyes open and you may feel a slight electric shock all throughout your body.
If I feel an electric shock, I'm going to close my eyes.
No, don't worry. This device is going to keep your eyes open for you. And as she
close
says
my
that, there's
eyes-
like little hooks that start pulling your eyelids open.
Is this safe?
I sure hope so. But don't worry, we cleaned it off.
If dust gets into it, will something wrong happen?
Oh no, it is completely dust proof.
Hey, one of your camera covers has malfunctioned. I'll just point behind her as I scatter the papers when she turns.
Oh, look at that. She goes to put the pictures together. Well, the good news is the machine is running automatically now.
I will cover my eyes with, like, I'll have it turn to ash.
As your eyes are covered, you can kind of see various lasers just kind of like shoot out from various parts. Just not like painful lasers, just like pew, 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 like a laserium almost.
They also make the pew 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 noise.
Oh, they do. They do. After a while, a little reading kind of comes spooling out of one of the giant 1960s style like mag reel computers. And she starts reading. It's like, oh, geez, it's a good thing you came in when you did. I haven't seen vision this clouded in years. It is like you are seeing through dust. You came at just the right time.
I am seeing spots at the moment.
Oh, that's normal. That's you might have a mild sunburn on your eyeballs, but you'll be fine.
I don't think I have that.
Sunburn his retinas? The retinas?
Yeah, that sounds like you're frying your the way you can see.
Aaron Hibbert worked on a nuclear submarine.
Radiated them?
You've seen, I don't even need to tell you, like, you've seen those warnings on laser pointers. Like, legally, we're not allowed pointing at this for more than a few seconds, and we're not allowed operating it near an airport. She says, would you like to go in next, little lady?
My parents have to look at this first, but can you explain the spelling of this word? And it's the word colonel. That doesn't make sense in this context.
I think we're buying time for.
Well, you see, this goes all the way back to when we were all French people. And we kind of cut over the Crystal Blake as she is heading towards what I assume is not the washroom at all.
Nah, she goes left.
And as you go left, you can see, you walk almost directly into a small museum. And it's just, all the lights are off. The exhibits are each portioned off with velvet rope. There's like very thin, well-worn carpeting on the floor, nice wood banisters and walls. And you can see it is just like a museum dedicated to Aaron Hibbert, who and just like exaggerating his life to the nth degree, from his exploits during World War II to his best-selling science fiction series, Battlefield Planet.
What kind of name is
that? As you're kind of
You are walking a thin line, Sauce. A thin line.
This is a completely legally distinct.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
You can see that a small A display has been put up to show the friendship between Tom Cruise and Aaron Hibbert. Though there is a little bit of a size difference.
Any love for Matt Damon in the museum?
Oh, very little love for professional Hollywood actor Matt Damon.
Unfortunate.
Maybe he talks about his cameo in Thor 3.
Is there
You're
a
Googling that right now, aren't you?
is there a
I've not seen that.
It's honestly a really good scene.
It's a good
for as
movie.
much as we're poking fun at Matt Damon, that's actually a fantastic scene in the movie. Is there like a back door that like of the museum that leads to like another area where she can get into other parts of the compound?
No, but as you're kind of going through the museum, you just kind of hear, hello? Hello? Is anybody there?
Hello?
Oh, hello? And you just kind of hear a woman's voice softly kind of calling out, and the sound of feet just kind of pitter-pattering against the floor.
I don't. Okay. I'll go through the pitter-patter of the feet and the sound of the person's voice.
And down by one of the displays, you see a female figure wearing what appears to be some kind of hospital gown. You're looking at her from behind. Her hair is kind of been shaved with very little regard. It's kind of patchy in some areas. And you just hear her say, Aaron, is that you?
No, that I'm not Aaron. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Shelly Hibbert. And she still kind of has her back to you.
Would you like me to take you to Aaron?
And as she turns, you can kind of see that her eyes are like much larger than they should be.
Oh boy.
The whole front of her skull is kind of like deformed to make room for them, to the point they're so large and kind of bulging out of the skull that it doesn't even seem like they can turn. So whenever she needs to like look, she has to turn her entire head like an owl. And she says, if you can't get me to Aaron, I guess I'll just have to kill you.
I mean, I can take you to Aaron.
Her eyes kind of start glowing at
no.
that point. And it is there that we will pause for the week.
Oh no, I am in danger.
Shall we do the end of game?
Yeah.
Hullabaloo. Okay, so at the end of every session, you have to explain if your character has grown closer to the team, grown into their own image of themselves, or grown away from the team. I will post that and all of what that details here in our little chat. And we will start off with Ramad. We will start off with Jen, because I think you might be muted or speaking very quietly.
It was muted. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies, I was muted. Yeah, so Ramad for sure grew closer to the team, while both of you made me a lot more comfortable and like included in the team dynamic. Crystal like directly engaged with the topic, so I guess I'm gonna choose Crystal too. If you don't have it yet, you get influence.
I have influence over everyone right now.
And I get to clear a condition. So yeah, you can shift my labels.
Okay.
You can shift them however you please.
I have 3 danger, 3 freak, -2 savior, 1 superior, -2 mundane. I'm a troubled, troubled kid.
What would benefit you the most?
It would be it would be more how would you, Crystal
okay.
Blake.
Yeah, what do
want
you
it?
see? I'll put them in chat.
Okay, yeah.
How do you think how does Crystal see Jamie, and how would that influence how you would fiddle with their stats?
I mean, she sees
What's
that her
their
friend
image
is
to you?
scared. Okay. I would say Freak move down to 2, and then we'll bump Mundane up to -1.
Okay. I'll remove the insecure
Okay.
condition.
All right. And now now Jaina.
Drew closer to the team because she is glad that Jamie opened up to them. Glad Crystal is taking initiative and growing into her own. She's really proud to see that. So she's grown closer to the team in that sense.
Oh, nice. Are you going
Which
to give
character?
Jamie influence if he does not already have it, or allow him to fiddle with your labels?
Them.
Do you have influence over me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then my labels. Danger is 2. Freak is 2. Savior is 1. Superior is 1. And mundane is 0.
Also, you can clear a condition or mark potential.
Okay.
I have the angry and guilty conditions at the moment.
While Jamie definitely really likes Jaina and respects her, they do not see you as mundane in
No.
any way. So I think increase superior by 1 and reduce mundane by 1.
All right, cool. And Crystal, you also leveled up, didn't you?
I did.
You did.
Crystal is gonna choose growing closer to the team. Just because I felt like there were a lot of connections between the group today. So I think does Jamie already have influence over Crystal? Okay. What about Jaina?
Yes.
Okay. Then I
think
guess
we all have influence over each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
None of us are using the influence. I need to figure out how to use that.
Yeah. Same.
All right. I'll let Jamie. Mabruk, I'll let you fiddle with my labels.
Sure, give me.
I'll put them here. I typed them out. I put them in chat. While you're thinking on that, can I just say that this part of the game is like my favorite part of all the mechanics? Yeah, I love this deciding whether or not you grow closer, further apart, and having other people influence your character.
I think from Jamie's perspective, I guess. What would you hate less, reducing freak or danger?
It's
I don't think
again,
either of those.
it would be how Jamie sees
I know.
Crystal and how how their perception affects how Crystal develops.
Because I think with because I want to increase your superior.
Okay.
And probably reduce freak.
Alright, so freak becomes -1.
Good. Jamie does think Crystal can be dangerous. So I'm confused why you have a -1. But
Considering how many things you've set on fire.
That's true. Actually, you know what? Return superior to 1 and increase danger to 0.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. And
Burn more things.
Unless you have any idea how you want to level up your character, or if you still need some time to figure that out.
No, I do. I am going to take a move from my playbook. I'm taking the won't let you down move. When you help a teammate, you can spend 2 out of the team pool to add +2 to their roll.
Very nice.
Oh, that's very good, actually.
Yeah, that's really good.
All right. Shall we go into the end game then?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Super Prom endgame.
Yeah. Everybody, thanks for joining us around here, because this is a charity channel. We like to shout out charities that we like to support. And the charity I'm going to be talking about is Child's Play. It is a charity that offers toys and games, as well as training to hospitals and domestic violence shelters around the world. You can find out more about them in the links in the chat. And next up is Mabruk. If you want to tell us what charity you're supporting.
I'll be shouting out the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. As I'm sure everybody knows, the horrible atrocities currently occurring in Palestine. One of primary victims at the moment, the Palestinians, of them the children suffer physical and psychological trauma due to all of this conflict. If best you can do is to keep talking about this, not be silent, even if you can't donate. And like honestly, the best thing you can do is to learn more about the conflict and realize where it started and like where it's going. So please do check out decolonizepalestine.com. It has a lovely FAQ with just direct info on what you need to know.
Cool. Next up is Jen / the Laugh Maker / Storyteller of Scotland. Koski Sigma.
I changed my name on Twitter. Now you have to learn a whole new spit.
Now it's just. Is it just Koski
what?
now?
Yeah.
You did.
I'm just Koski now. Koski, Black Lives Matter.
Everyone is checking this out now.
Yeah, I'm opening.
I did it like a week ago.
I noticed.
I'm glad. But hey, I'm Jen, and I champion the Alzheimer's Society in the UK. They are there to help, and they are there to support those living with dementia, and they provide support in your home, online, by phone, face-to-face. They supply information on vaccine, care homes, support during this pandemic, panini, whatever have you. And they also have an online community where you could have talking points, people who have been affected by dementia, and gain valuable support day or night. So if you have a loved one living with this rather debilitating disease, they are searching for a cure, and they will provide support in need.
And last but not least, our showrunner, Sarah, aka the Hype Goblin, aka Gobbo, aka the notorious THG.
You also
THC?
forgot the Menace of Tennessee that I believe Chrysicon gave me that title, which is going to be changing in a week. Hey everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. As Sauce said, this is a charity channel. Ethan can't be here with us tonight, but I do want to mention his group, Girls Who Code. They're a charity that support women in programming. Girls Who Code is on a mission to close the gender gap in technology and change the image of what a programmer looks like and does. They support after-school programs for girls, summer immersion programs for girls every year, and they also have college programs that support women who are on the track to become women in the technology field. And they do a lot of great work. My charity of choice, however, is the Trevor Project. They provide crisis and counseling support to the LGBTQIA+ community, targeting the youth of that community specifically who are at high risk. And they provide a lot of crisis intervention and counseling and tools on how to talk to your families if you are young and coming out, or just starting the journey into discovering who you are as a person. They do a lot of wonderful and great work, and that is what we donate to here on this channel as a community. Every time I get a Twitch payout, last month our Twitch payout was $173, and that all went to the Trevor Project. So thank you, everyone, for being with me on this journey. I can't thank everyone enough who helps me make these donations, who comes out when my moderators have birthdays and we throw them a birthday party and raise money for their favorite charities, or when we are over on friend channels like Saucefires, raising money over there. It is truly an honor to be a part of such a wonderful and loving community, and I truly appreciate you all. And with that,
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
Now fight.
Uno reverse.
Ah, you've activated my trap card. No, you. And with that, we are going to say goodbye, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful night. I will be back with Nexus Adventures in the morning. Until then, drink your water. Hydration's important. Eat a healthy snack. Tell someone that's important to you today that you care about them and love them. And if you have not taken your meds and you need to take those meds, go ahead. This is your reminder to do so now. And we will see y'all next time. Everybody wave. Bye.